Alright, so I'm going to do a couple more examples here of the tough kind of factoring. So this is at the bottom of your note sheet here, just to get in the groove. So if you notice something out in front, I tried to divide a 3 out, but I can't. So instead, I have to say what multiplies to make 6, 3 times 2, and adds to be negative 5. So on here, let's see, that's 6 and 1, that makes 7. 2 and 3, that makes 5. If you ever have the right digit but the wrong sign, just change the sign of all of them. So negative 2 times negative 3 still makes a 6 and a 5. What's that mean? Well, these are my winners, but since this is the not-so-magic question, what that means is a 2x and a 3x are my inner and outer FOIL. Okay, so when I go to make my factors, I have to pick my first two spots that will multiply to make a 3x squared. So there's only one way to do that, 3x times x. Awesome. Now, here's where the only hard part in these problems comes. You got to think about foiling. When I do outer, 3x times something makes one of these two numbers. And that something is a minus 1. Because the 3x times a minus 1 will make this guy. So check on that. Now x times what will make the other guy? A negative 2. And you're done. Now my last times last makes a 2. And my first times first makes that. And I'm pretty good. Let's do one more on here. So let's say I try to divide a 4 out, but I can't. So instead I do 4 times 5 is 60. So what multiplies to make 60, but adds to be negative 17. Now 60 has a lot of things that multiply it. So this could take a while. 1 and 60 makes 61, right? 2 and 30 makes 32 when I add them up. 3 and 10 makes 13. Right? Wait, that's 6 and 10 makes 16. That sounds better. What else can we do? 5 and 5 go into 60. Is that 12? That might be the winner. 60 divided by 5 is 12. 5 and 12. Okay, so that makes her 17. Cool. So I found my winners, only I wanted a negative 17, so change the sign of all of them. So really, negative 5x and negative 12x are your winners. And once again, those are your inner and outer FOIL. So go to set up your equation, or your factor, and think of how you can make a 4x squared right here and here. Now I have two ways. It can either be 4x and x, or it can be 2x and 2x. The good news is you don't have to guess, because look at these two numbers. Are they both factors of 2? If so, I would pick these. Or is one a multiple of 4 and the other a multiple of 1? When I look at this, since that's odd, I can't pick the two even numbers, so I have to go with the 4 and the 1. Okay, and now I do that thing again. I say, okay, if these two are inner and outer, then 4x times what will make one of those two numbers? How about a minus 3 will make it negative 12x? And then x times what will make the other guy? A minus 5. Those are your factors. Pretty sweet, right? Let's pick one more here on the back. Let's do one of these mean ones. How about this guy? Oh no, I like this one. Because here I have false hope, actually. See how that's a 4 and that's a 2 and that's a 12? I'm like, oh my gosh, I get to take out a 2. And then if I take out a 2 from here, I still have a mean problem. So I'm kind of sad about that. Right? So now I need to say what multiplies to make negative 12. Be careful on the sign there. And adds to be negative 1. So multiply to negative 12 is negative 1 and 12. That makes 11. Negative 2 and 6. That makes 4. Or negative 3 and 4. That makes 1. And that just means my signs are wrong, so I'm going to change both signs, all signs. So what that means is my middle terms are 3x and negative 4x. Cool. Now, don't lose your 2 when you go to do this. The 2 is just along for the ride. Right? It just travels down here. And I need to think of how to produce a 2x squared. So there's only one way, thankfully. It's not like a 4. You can make it with 2x and x. And then you have to do that thing again. 2x times what will make one of these two numbers? This guy's even, so we'll go with 2x times a minus 2. And then x times what will make the other guy? Plus 3. Kind of cool. Starting to get it, hopefully. There's not a ton of space. Maybe this guy here. Okay, last one. 2x times what? Or sorry, I try to divide a 2 out, it doesn't work. 2 times 5 is 10. So what multiplies? Make 10, but adds to be 7. Okay, I think I already know this one. 2 and 5. Right? So my middle terms are 2x and 5x. Alright, once again, this is good news because when you pick your first terms, they always need to multiply out to be that. 2x and x. There's only one way to make 2x squared. And then I use my noggin and say 2x times what will make one of these two guys. Since this guy's even, it must be this, plus 1. And the other guy, x times what will make 5x. Boom. Start to get the hang of it. So I hope that cleared a few of them up, maybe gave you a couple more examples until you feel more comfortable. It's hard stuff. Alright, talk to you later.